Hello everyone, and welcome to my team builder for week 1 of the Paragon Draft League Paldea format. This is a little bit late. I'm actually recording this the day before my week 2 battle, because I forgot and then got busy with work, but it's beside the point. Either way, I'm here to introduce you to my week 1 squad that I feel is going to be able to... I'm trying not to, spoil anything, because obviously this battle's already happened. So I'm going to act as if it hasn't, but that's beside the point. Regardless, this is the squad. We're bringing Phantasma, Gioni, Paldea, Pravgi, Iknos, and Enkavma. And my sets are going to look a little bit weird at first, but I promise I will explain. The first off is Phantasma, my Spectrier. Specs because I wanted as much damage as possible on most of his team, despite the fact we're not max special attack, but we'll get to that in a moment. I wanted just enough speed to outspeed Ogerpon Wellspring, as my opponent didn't really have anything faster outside of Scarfers, and I wasn't going to be outspeeding like a Scarf Hisuian Typhlosion anyway. So just enough speed to outspeed Ogerpon, just enough special attack here to make sure it doesn't miss out on any important KOs, and the rest just into HP to make sure it can always check even a Scarf Typhlosion as long as it doesn't click Shadow Ball. Which, granted, it should never be in that position in the first place. That's what we have things like Kravgi for, but we'll get to that in a moment. Yeah, it's pretty standard Spectrier. I do have Hex on here just in case for the potential Conch Elder bring, or if I Toxic something with Salazzle and need to get rid of it quickly. You know, that nice double power, what is that, 130 power Hex coming from, you know, Stab Spectrier with choice specs. It's gonna do a lot. But yeah, more often than not, Spectrier is probably just clicking Shadow Ball and picking up kills. That's its main goal here. I'm kind of wanting this to be the end game, though I do have a potential another end game option potentially, but we'll get to that. Next we have Gioni. Again, a bit of a weird spread on this one. It has just enough speed to outspeed everything on his team that isn't Ogerpon. I know Ogerpon's going to be running max speed because if it doesn't, it will be outsped by Ninetales Alola. It is literally 1 point of speed slower, or one base stat wise, that is. And if it is slower than my Ninetales, it gets O-code by Freeze Dry. That's what these special attack EVs are for. So there's no way it's not going to be max speed, so I figure there's no reason to run max speed on this anyway to try and speed creep if it's speed creeping something else, because this is what it would be speed creeping. Which I do like that it forced it into max speed, because that means either it's going to hit much less hard if it decides to go for a little bit of bulk, or it's going to have no bulk. I'm really not that worried about Ogerpon, but beside the point too. Yep, very standard set here. Freeze Dry, Moonblast, Encore, Aurora Veil with the Light Clay. Veil is very important in this battle, especially for setting up with my Mamo, and for letting Salazzle take on things like Enamorous 1v1 better, as well as from sponging hits for potential Conch, because Conch does so much damage to my team, especially if it's a Guts set. So yeah, Veil absolutely has to go up. It's just required. These, the Spadef and the HP, by the way, is to let it better tank hits from Typhlosion behind Veil. If it's not Specs, Typhlosion doesn't OHKO in most cases. Especially not if it's, been chipped down a little bit. So, that's good. But yeah, very standard Ninetales here. Next up, we have I almost said Spectrier again. Next up, we have Corviknight. Panoplia the Corviknight. I decided to forego Brave Bird this week, because as much as it lets me better hit Ogerpon and Conch Elder, I really needed a solid backup answer to Enamorous. So I decided to go for Iron Head instead for the potential flinches and the super effective damage. I'm not losing out on that much with Brave Bird, because anything that this would have 1v1'd, something else does just as well, if not better. Especially like Conch, because a Guts Conch still does 70% to me, and then Brave Bird will drop me stupid low, if not just outright kill me from recoil. But yeah, otherwise pretty standard stuff here. Defog, Roost, Iron Head, U-turn, max HP, of course. The defense is to better slightly better, I should say, sponge hits from Conch, as well as to let it just kind of sit in front of potential Samurott. Even a choice band Samurott, it takes these hits very well from. Plus the Rocky Helmet, I'm going to be chipping it back. I can keep the spikes away with Defog. Yeah, it's mainly just a pivot into things like Ogerpon, Samurott, Conk, kind of get in, get out, and then also something that deals with Enamorous. That's also why we went Mirror Armor, by the way. Normally, I feel like Pressure is probably better, but with Mirror Armor, obviously, you know, Enamorous' only move to hit us with is Mystical Fire. So if it goes for that to try and do real damage to my Corviknight, it's going to be lowering its own special attack, getting weaker and weaker the more it wants to hit me. It guarantees Corviknight can 1v1 it. That's also what the special defense boosting nature is, by the way, to better sponge hits from Enamorous while we're weakening it. Okay. Como. Kravgi. She is here. I'm honestly surprised that I brought this week. I was very, very close to bringing Tauros over this. It was a speed boosting Tauros to with Trailblaze to outspeed and deal with Typhlosion. But I kind of realized this deals with Typhlosion just as easily. As well as, it's also Rocky Helmet, you can probably tell. It really just helps Corviknight deal with the, honestly, really scary physical threats my opponent has. And it's also just about the best answer I have to the potential Scarf Typhlosion. Because I am very scared of Scarf Typhlosion. It is, especially if there's Chip on my team, it clicks Shadow Ball, it kills this, it'll kill a weakened this, it'll kill a weakened this. And these are not made to sponge hits from that specifically. And if it gets in for free, starts going for eruptions, nothing on this team takes it except Como. Como was basically, it had to come here. Thank you very much to some of the people in PokeAm's Discord, by the way, for the suggestion, because I would not have thought to bring Como otherwise. Yep, it's another Rocky Helmet, though. Once again, to kind of, like I said, help sponge hits that Corviknight doesn't want to be taking constantly. Also Dragon Tail, because it lets me force out really anything that's trying to set up that isn't, you know, specifically named Enamorous. Because it'll sponge hits from really any of his setup mons, at least one hit, besides for like a Swords Dance Play Rough from Ogerpon, which I'm really expecting it to run Play Rough this week, because otherwise it just has no way of breaking Como. Though honestly, I mean, he might not bring it, because I wasn't even planning to bring Como. I don't know if he'll be expecting Como this week. But either way. It's also bulletproof, so if it does lock into Shadow Ball, the Typhlosion that is, I can, you know, just completely hard wall it, even more so. Poison Jab is for Enamorous, so I can hit it on the switch in, maybe get a poison if I haven't already done so with a Kavma. Everything else is pretty, you know, box standard. Body Press for damage, Dragon Tail for phasing, and I needed a rocker that wasn't my Mamoswine. So, Kravki's bringing the rocks this week. Next up, we have my favorite set of all of these ones. Weakness Policy, Thick Fat Mamoswine. This set is wild. This was so many different items over the week. I knew Mamo was coming. I just didn't know what I wanted on it. First, it was Assault Vest. It was Sash for a while. I had a Sub-Lefties one at one point, but I think Weakness Policy is just definitively the best. And here's why. With these EVs specifically, with 208 HP, 80 SpDef, I guaranteed live a non-specs Eruption or Flamethrower from Hisuian Typhlosion. And in that case, I get my Weakness Policy, I guaranteed Oko back. And if it really just kind of depends, I have to kind of play it correctly, but if I can Trailblaze in front of it, I will outspeed non-Scarfed, as well as everything else on his team. And he doesn't really have a good answer for a +2 Mamo. Even with only 48 EVs in Adamant, it picks up a lot of Okos. It destroys Enamorous, it beats Samurott 1v1, it beats Typhlosion 1v1. Conk is kind of its main, like, it doesn't really beat Conk unless Conk's already been chipped down first. And Conk definitely kills, honestly, even through Veil. So, I don't know. Conk's just really scary for my team. That's why I had to bring both of these guys at the end of the day as well, is I needed multiple options to switch in and pressure Conk at least a little bit. And the Rocky Helmet's doing just that, because if it's chipped down enough, then I can sweep it with Pycnos or finish it off with Phantasma. But yeah, so I'm fully expecting this Mamo to not do as well as I'm expecting, just because it feels like a bit of a gamble. But if I you know, sit in front of like a Samurott or Typhlosion or even like a Enamorous behind Veil, they don't kill me. Even Specs Typhlosion doesn't kill me behind Veil because of Thick Fat and my EV spread. And at that point, I can just kind of go wild with Mamo. So I'm really expecting Pycnos to pull his weight in a big way this week. Enkavma is here to be a nuisance, basically. You can see we have Subtoxic Flamethrower Sludge Bomb leftovers. I was originally Black Sludge. I realized that my Terra Grass was really, really bad with Black Sludge, so I did fix that, thankfully. You can see it once again has enough speed to outspeed Ogerpon, a little bit of special attack because it lets it better pressure Ogerpon and Enamorous, and then the rest is just HP so it can be as bulky as possible. The goal with this, it's mainly my best Enamorous answer, outside of, like, you know, trying to trade blows with it, against it with Corviknight. So it is here to check Enamorous, it is here to spread Toxic around on more problematic team members. It's a potential switch into Scarf Typhlosion if I haven't Terra'd yet. It can take, like, 1 Eruption, maybe 2 Flamethrowers. It really just depends on how much health Enkavma is at. But yeah, she is just here to be a problem. The crazy thing is, with Sub and Terra Grass, that's the reason I went Terra Grass is this, by the way. Earth Power into Sub, if the Enamorous isn't boosted, which I expect it to be bulky boosting, like special attack boosting moves rather than natures or anything like that, I can actually Terra Grass Sub, and it has a chance to not break the Sub, so I can then freely click Toxic, Sludge Bomb, whatever the heck I want. So yeah, Enkavma is pretty pivotal to dealing with that, especially if it starts to get out of hand with boosting a bunch. I can Toxic and then like Roost spam with Panoplia or Sack Ninetales if I really have to, things like that. So yeah, basically the end goal with this team is to get up rocks as soon as I can to check the potential Typhlosion and weaken its eruptions. To kind of pivot around with these two depending on their threats until I can get up a Veil. And then once Veil is up, either Phantasma or Pycnos come in, and they just start doing what they do. They just start going crazy. I'm a little nervous about this battle. I do feel pretty confident in my prep, especially because, like, arguably his most threatening mon, Ogerpon, really doesn't do great against my team, especially if they don't run play rough for Como. I think I wall it pretty effectively, and if it gets out of hand, Phantasma will always outspeed, and Enkavma will always outspeed, so not really like the most worrisome situation. I'm most scared of Conk, to be honest. Conk and Scarf Typhlosion specifically is really scary for my team. I don't have a lot of fire resists. Even in the back, things like Rillaboom, things like Rillaboom are there, which don't take it well. Even like my Rotom Fan and stuff like that, my Bostiff, none of them take any eruption hits from it well, things like that. So yeah, my best bet is definitely Enkavma and Kravgi, and if they both go down with a Scarf Typhlosion still up, I probably just lose. See, I feel like relatively confident, but I also know that I have a very good chance of losing this week, so I guess you'll find out shortly. We are here with week 1, our week 1 battle. I'm gonna send the challenge shortly here. I was gonna intro, but my friends are talking in the background. No, kidding. I am recording, but I do have you all muted on the video side, so it just sounds like I'm talking to myself, but it's fine. It's perfectly okay. This what he said his name was? Grouchy Wouchy. Yep. Paldea decks. Even final version. Alright, I'm gonna send the challenge, and I'm gonna hope for the best. Yeah. That's what I was saying. He did bring it. Well, he brought a lot of things I didn't expect him to bring. Ampharos is here. Clodsire is here. Interesting. Yeah. Gen 9 don't have their animations yet. Yeah, it's hard to rip them from the games and put them in Showdown, though. Yeah. I don't know what I want to lead here, because this is very different than I was expecting. I do still think leading Como, getting up rocks and pivoting into Corviknight's probably the best play here. If he leads Enamorous, I'm sad, but I think any other lead that's like perfectly safe. Oh, did we send the challenge to the Discord? I just realized we did. Okay, I'm gonna lead this. Ogre Pawn lead. Okay, I need to see. Does this kill with a max attack play rough? My Como. It does not kill, which is interesting. I'm quad weak, so I'm part fighting as well. I don't want this thing to get damaged early on, though. You know what? Fuck it. We are going to Dragon Tech. He is U-turning. Okay, cool. That's totally fine, though. Yeah, because I've planned for Enamorous, so I actually don't mind that at all. That's fine. Sad. Springtide Storm. Okay. We are gonna. Actually, no, I shouldn't use. I want to see what its moveset is. I actually am gonna Iron Head. Am I? Yes. People just talking in chat. Mew at 80 accuracy. Yeah. Do I want to reveal Iron Head this early, though? Yeah, we're gonna Iron Head. Ampharos, okay. Is this... There's no way this is a max speed Ampharos. No, this is just Showdown. That's just how it looks. Modest. My... Corviknight. How much is a Modest Thunderbolt? No, it doesn't even do half. Ampharos is so weak. No, it's just 2 times effective, but... Okay, so it is not max speed. Do I have any reason not to go into this here? I don't think I do. Cotton Guard. Interesting. Okay. Well, I'm going to Encore them into that. I'm definitely clicking Encore here. Well, yeah, I'm clicking on. No, because they might switch here. It is important for me to actually think about my plays, okay? Leave me alone. They really don't do shit to my Ninetales. I'm gonna Veil. Perfect. That's exactly perfect. What do I want to switch in here? I don't want to switch into these two too early. That would not be smart. They are Terra Fairy, so I don't want to go into Como. Huh? Yeah. I'm just gonna Moonblast. I want damage on this thing. Fuck it. I love these two just talking shit in chat. Damage. Okay, I don't want to risk dying to a crit here. God damn it. How much does Terra Fairy Terra Blast do to me? If I swap into my Como. Fairy, Terra, Como. 64 to 76%. That's not a lot. I could switch it. I don't kill back, but I could get up my rocks. Or I could just go Mamo and smack this thing. Yeah, getting in Mamo is very smart here. I'm cheering for the... Thank you, random person in chat. I appreciate you for cheering for me. No nicknames is cringe. So how much do I do to a +3 defense Ampharos? Let's find out. Not a lot. I forgot. Yeah, maybe I just Trailblaze here. That's not a bad play. Fuck it. Oh, they do have Focus Blast, though, but now my weakness policy is active. Come here! I definitely kill now, so. Yo, everyone in chat is freaking out. Oh, it's resist parry and it still dies. That's funny. We're about to get 6-0'd by Mamo. Do I Trailblaze again? If I Trailblaze again, I'm faster than everything, even if it's Scarfed. No, it's not, but the thing... Hang on. Odds. OU defensive. Yeah, Icicle Crash won't kill. Earthquake has a very good chance to just OHKO here. And it doesn't do much back. If it's toxic, I'm mad, though. I'm gonna just Earthquake. Wait, is that... Oh, that wasn't physical defense, though. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should Crash. Let's Crash. Potential flinch. Yep. Ogerpon can't be Scarfed, my guy. It's the mask. Ogerpon is wearing a mask. Yes, sir. Oh, I couldn't. No flinch required. Mamo, Mamo. Mamo sweep, Mamo sweep. Okay, I do a lot of damage to this Ogerpon. I don't think I OHKO, but I do a lot. I do, if Icicle Crash hits, I do OHKO. Get out of here! Oh, I am so glad I came up with... I am so glad I came up with weakness policy, Mamo. It is paying off in a huge way. Mamo sweep! Mamo sweep! Okay, this is important info. I find out right here if this is Scarf or not. If it's Scarf, I win. It is Scarf. Perfect. That's actually exactly what I wanted to see. Yeah, no, Mamo is a legend. Do I want rocks here? There's no way this stays in. Eruption does not do much to me from a Scarf Typhlosion. To my Como. Veil's not up anymore right now. Yeah, Eruption from full HP does 28 to 33. There's no way he stays in here. I'm putting up rocks. Okay, so now we go into this. Mamo claimed 3 victims. That was great. I almost don't even care if I lose now. Mamo got to go off. Yep, there's the Mystical Fire, Mirror Armor, so you get the special attack drop. I roost and... Oh, no, I shouldn't roost. I should U-turn, probably. I doubt they stay and just let themselves get the special attack drops. And actually, I can get Veil up again here, which is hilarious. Unless they go into Typhlosion. I can't even be mad. Yep, thought so. There's Samurott. We swap out here. Ooh, does it kill my Ninetales from the amount of health it's at? Samurai. It has to be choice Scarf to get the kill here. So it does a Scarfed 1 kill. It does with Razor Shell. I don't want to risk losing my Veil here. Actually, I think I just go right back into Como. And I click Dragon Tail, I think, in case he wants to go into... Dragon Tail's better. There's the flip turn, okay. He probably goes back into Enamorous here, which is inconvenient, but... Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm very much not worried about it anymore. Let's just assume this to my Como. That definitely... Oh, well, it's Springtide Storm, so that definitely kills. I don't think I want to lose Como, because it's the main thing stopping Typhlosion here. I'm really tempted to go Salazzle here. Yeah, let's do it. I'm going Salazzle. Honestly. I had a feeling he'd bring a Scarf Typhlosion because it is really hard for my team to deal with. I kind of have to keep Como alive. Como is the main thing stopping Scarf Typhlosion from just fucking me. The thing is, though, with Typhlosion, it has massive potential to sweep me here. Because a lot of my mons that are left are weak to it, so... Yep, okay, I thought this would be. We are going to Terastallize, and we're going to sub, I think. Maybe I should just Toxic immediately, actually. I should. No, wait. I just realized I shouldn't Terra and Toxic, because that could miss now. I'm just gonna Toxic. If it kills, it kills. Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind that. Going to this now. B-click Iron Head. Flinch. Flinch! Now we roost. W. We roost here because it has to Mystical Fire me to do proper damage, and then it's losing its own special attack raise. I agree. I really should have Terra'd and gone for Toxic, so I wouldn't have died. Yeah. Stealth Rock is also huge because it lowers the power of Typhlosion's eruptions too, which is very important. Question is, do I want to? Yeah, because if I roost again, it can Earth Power and kill me. I think Iron Head's just better, probably. No, Roost is probably still better. Now we Iron Head. The crit did not matter. Okay, here's Samurott. You're gonna Roost. Yeah, there's the knockoff, taking damage on yourself, that's fine. I Roost up here. And useless egg. Annoying, but fine, I think. Yeah, which its eruptions are weakened, which is very good for me. And if it locks into Shadow Ball, it never beats Como because I'm bulletproof. He has to pick the right move here, otherwise I just straight up win. And if it's Eruption, he just loses. If it's Flamethrower, he just loses because Spectrier comes in and murders this. It is Flame. Okay, perfect. Go. Typhlosion. Choice Scarf. Flamethrower. It doesn't even kill my Spectrier with a crit. Oh my god, that game was a lot easier than I thought it would be. Mamo went off, dude. Fucking Mamo just went off.